She's Kelly, that's Rick, I'm Lewis, and I have a question for both of you.
I can't wait.
So let me preface this with last night we were at dinner, and the comment was made that the boy in the house, because of his longer hair, looks like his sister with a mustache. I didn't say anybody was wrong. I just said that was the question.
Do you think he does?
I choose not to answer on the ground, so my answer may incriminate me. So I asked the question. You wake up this morning, and you are now the opposite gender of what you normally are.
Oh, my gosh.
What's the first thing you do?
Scream.
Fair point.
After that.
I'm going to go look at myself in the mirror and practice my sex face, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to go look at myself. I have to get up and go look at myself, right? I mean...
So you're staring at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, what happened? I'm looking, I want to know what... I don't know. I have to know that I'm looking at what I'm feeling. I'm looking down at myself. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. That's the first thing I'm going to do.
Okay. Kelly?
Once I've established that I'm indeed a man, I am heading straight to the barber and getting a military cut because I'm so sick of this hair. Sick of it. But I have a little pinhead, so it's hard for me to really rock short hair as a female. But, man, I would as a man because I don't care. I don't care. Military haircut, buzz cut, first thing in the morning.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm going to a Curves and getting my fitness on.
Oh, a Curves.
Curves.
One of those female-only gyms so I can finally see what goes on in there.
I think you have to be a lady of a certain age, though.
Oh, you do?
I think it's for the older gals, isn't it? Or is it just for women?
I never even heard of the place.
You ever heard? Yeah, like maybe they don't exist anymore. There used to be those...
maybe they're just a female only, but it does attract the older lady, I believe.
I might play with my boobs for a while, too. See if I even want to leave the house.
Steve said he's going to stand over a mirror for 4 hours. I don't understand.
I do.
Jamie's going to start his OnlyFans.
Danielle said she's sending junk pics to every hole of the ass she's ever encountered.
Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
Wendy's peeing standing up.
Jess is going to do the helicopter for sure, she said. Somebody play with my boobs. I'm asking my employer for a raise, said Lori. Wendy, I'm going to pee standing up. That's a great one.
I might apply for a couple of jobs I couldn't get because I wasn't female. How you like me now?
Right? Oh, my gosh. Amanda wants to touch it.
Evelyn wants to write her name in the snow.
That is fun.
Yeah, and we as guys, we don't even think about it.
Nah, except what happens when you're writing your name and you didn't have to go anymore. You're like 3 letters in of 5.
No, I'm out.
Come on.
Mike's definitely playing with his new toys. That is an interesting thought, because we don't know what the opposite sex feels like.
I can go to Curves. Tracy says it's just for women of any age. Get my fitness on. Do some aerobics.
So you don't go in there and feel shamed if you're in a different age group than everybody else?
I'm wearing yoga pants, and for the first time, I won't get looked at in a weird way.
Listen, I highly recommend that. If you ever wake up as a female, yoga pants are the way to go.
I know. You guys won't let me wear them.
Like, our news director just said he thinks jeans are the most comfortable article of clothing. I'm like, you have never put on a pair of yoga pants. Like, That is it, period. So I highly recommend it.
And I'm getting the flesh-colored yoga pants, too.
Oh, come on.
Yep, and I'm going topless, and I'm going to walk down the street and get catcalled.
Actually, I know what I'm doing. I got a list of things I'm doing. Curves, flesh-covered yoga pants, and Walmart.
The fact that Curves is on your list is making me laugh so hard.
A lot to do.
All right, text in 99700 if you woke up in the morning and you were the opposite gender. Physically, you had turned into the opposite gender overnight. What is the first thing you would do? You can text us at 99700 or call in 1-800-821-9970. Here's Filter on the Blitz.
Filter on the Morning Blitz. And hey, man, nice shot was this song that you were listening for at 747 for those tickets to see Daniel Tosh. And they are going to John Matthias of Canal Winchester. So nice job, John. I asked the question before we played Filter. Suddenly you wake up and you are the opposite gender. So Kelly Quinn said that she would get a haircut.
Yeah, while you guys are all like playing with yourselves, which everybody's saying, I'm going to be at the barber getting a military cut.
Big Rick is still staring at himself in the mirror. And I have, at this point in time, pulled on my flesh-colored yoga pants and
Hit curves.
Or Walmart.
or Walmart, or both.
I get it, though. I mean, you spend your whole life as this one person, and you have no idea what the opposite sex feels like when it comes to sex. And I would imagine everybody in the world would be curious.
I might go stop and get a coffee, too, in a low-cut shirt so that I can watch the barista stare at my boobage.
We got one text says, I'd get out of all tickets. Well, you don't know that. Is that do girls just get out of tickets all the time?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
But you've never gotten out of a ticket before? I don't think it's been... let's see. I'm not one to be able to use looks in any way, shape, or form to get out of anything.
Stop.
However,
It's just
Stop.
old, isn't it?
However, I would say that sometimes you run into a police officer who's just a kinder human who's like, all right, just don't do it again.
But are they kinder to women than they are to men?
Oh, I don't know.
I guess
There's,
right. Yeah,
let me tell
you're
you, there's a lot of women in Blitz Nation that want to pee standing up.
I know, it's hilarious.
Matt Brown said he'd be calling thick. Let's see.
What?
Yeah, that's why I'm reading the Facebook page.
What?
Dan Malone says,
Take that.
make myself an OnlyFans. That's what I'm saying. I'd take my OnlyFans to a whole nother level.
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
And the cool thing is, my parents wouldn't know I've switched genders, so they wouldn't even know my OnlyFans is me.
Mike's rocking his new camel toe. Oh, my gosh.
You know.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Larry said Steve is just weird.
Bobby would be a high-priced prostitute. Careful,
Okay.
Bobby. You know what happens when you let, I can't say it, but you know.
Okay, looks like other people are dying at your curves, your desire to go to curves. First thing, you wake up as a female, and Lewis wants to go to curves.
And that's when the whores come in.
Thank you.
I just love that so much.
Curves. Oh, my gosh. We do have the question post on Facebook, I believe.
Yes, it's you wake up, you're the opposite sex. What are you going to do?
Bree wants to do the helicopter. We have a lot of girls who would like to be able to do the helicopter. I didn't realize girls were that jealous of us. The things we can do standing
We're
up.
really not, but if we're forced into the position, it's like
Is
you
that
got to
what
do
it
something
is?
to pass the time. I guess we'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Some of you guys are a little graphic. Just a little graphic.
Well, you asked. Lewis
I'm
asked.
not surprised. I mean, I know. We
Did
have,
you-
we have a lot of guys listening. I get it.
I mean, you didn't think that some form of pornography wasn't going to come into play
Of course,
here, did you?
Of
Okay.
course. Now, here's a good one. If it happened to me, I'd have to complain that I need to start shaving my legs and care about how I look going out. But I will be able to... Oh, then it went. I will be able to more easily pull off mid-thigh boots.
Okay, there's a Curves in Sunbury Plaza in Westerville.
Do you think I should show up now?
I just want to go by and look in the window. Like, I want us to all go over there and take a show trip.
Together? Hi, we're here to work
Just
out.
to see what your dream's all about.
I've got my flesh-colored yoga pants. I'm ready. Make me sweat.
Here's Green Day on the Blitz.
7:55 on the Morning Blitz. That's Thick. That's Kelly. I'm Lewis. And Joe brings up a good point with this whole, you wake up the opposite sex, what's the first thing you do? Joe said, I think all these new quote-unquote men who want a helicopter are greatly overestimating what kind of equipment they're going to wake up with. And that does play a role.
That's funny.
But sometimes the helicopter is a Fisher-Price helicopter. So...
And again, guys in their minds, Bobby said lesbian. I would be a lesbian for sure. So he's still going to be chasing girls. And then this one was interesting from Paul. He says, first things I'm going to do is see if my wife has any hidden lesbian tendencies. I didn't even think of that. You guys are hilarious. Kelly, what's coming up in the news?
We are getting our first super load traveling through Columbus today.
I didn't sign up for that when I was going to
Some
Curves.
people who woke up as a guy.
Yeah, hold on.
Stories coming up next.
Travis. And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The first of over a dozen super loads is expected. Just get it out now, guys. Go on.
I didn't say anything.
Right.
I didn't laugh. You're the one who giggled. over
Exactly. 12-year-old
And
boy.
snorted. She snorted.
Can't even say super load without laughing.
But we agree with you, Kelly.
Yes, that's right.
All right. The first of over a dozen super loads is expected in the Columbus area today.
I swear I saw that in a movie once.
Huge shipments of industrial equipment are headed for the Intel site in Licking County and to a recycling center in Hebron. In fact, this first load is going to Hebron. It came off of a barge on the Ohio River this week and was moved.
Sorry.
The load came off a barge on the Ohio River this week and was moved into Scioto County. It is 390,000 pounds, 200 feet long. Gosh darn it. 18 feet tall and 18 and a half feet wide.
Would you two grow up?
And this thing, when it went through Scioto County, Portsmouth, school kids were like hanging out the windows and clapping and watching it go by. Yeah, I mean, these things are like enormous. It's pretty wild. So anyway, it started about a half hour ago. It started to head up routes 23 and 104. It'll be, I think it's going to be hanging out at the Rickenbacker Airport then until the next travel day, which I'm assuming is tomorrow. I don't know. But it takes a full 8 to 14 days to get one of these gigantic loads from the Ohio River to Licking County.
They move that slow.
That slowly. Now, let me tell you what they do. There is a backup semi that is following along, just in case something happens to the one hauling the load. There are dozens of utility workers in bucket trucks lifting power and utility lines so the loads can slide underneath.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, is there any way to get around them?
I don't believe so.
Because how wide did you say it was?
It is 18 feet tall, 18 and a half feet wide.
Okay, so if you're coming up 104, that's a 2-lane road. I mean, yeah, there's
no way around it.
So they have to close that, I assume. Way in advance.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think there's rolling closures or rolling delays.
Kind of like a very long funeral procession.
And as slow as you could imagine, I would think.
Yeah.
And there's just so much that goes along with this. I think it's going to cause some backups. However, and I'm curious to know, I don't criticize, but why you would do it starting the middle of rush hour? 7:30 a.m. is when they're taking. It's just interesting. Like, you feel like, couldn't you do that in the overnight hours?
I kind of want to watch this load be delivered, but my safe search is on.
Well, I mean, you said it takes how many